Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for Customer Service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Listen up. Your journey at Itawamba Community College begins now. Registration for ICC's orientation sessions is now open. This free, required, and incredibly beneficial event is a must. Discover the ins and outs of campus life, create your class schedule for the fall. Spots are filling up fast, so don't miss out. Register for one of our spring or summer sessions at www.iccms.edu/orientation.
Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for Customer Service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
And welcome back as the start of Game 2 coming your way at 7:52. That's a 7:52 Guaranteed Bank opening pitch here in Game 2 between ICC and Gulf Coast. As this pitch popped up, center fielder going to give chase, and it's going to drop, and that's going to start for extra base hit. This is going to go for 3 here as Kane showing off some impressive speed there. That's a Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi triple.
Yeah, Kane's got speed. We saw him in the first game, excuse me, and knew he had good speed. And kind of a little bobble out there in center field, too, by the Indians. Not a big one, but enough bobble with someone when you're dealing with someone who has the speed of Kane, easily to take advantage of it and get an extra base out of it. So opening triple there for Gulf Coast.
And this will be Stevens, the shortstop, coming to the plate. Is that pitch missing for a ball? It's Wicker getting the start here for the Indians on the hill here in Game 2. If you're just now joining us, where the heck have you been? As ICC falls 7-6 in 11 innings to Gulf Coast in a 3-hour and 13-minute marathon that saw a little bit of everything. 5 Little Caesars double plays, a coach thrown out of the game, home runs, triple, double, single, everything.
Yeah, that's ball 3 right there, 3-0 count. Ty Wicker, freshman, right-handed pitcher, coming in 4 appearances on the year. You got a 1 win, 2 losses, 1 complete game to his credit. Strike 1 right there, 3-1 count. He does have 18 innings pitched, giving up 19 hits, 14 runs, 11 walks, 14 Ks, 5.50 ERA. As that is strike 2, the count now is run to full.
So a nice job battling back with the strike and the foul ball to force the count to go full here. Wicker, those stats being brought to you by Samstown Market in Mantachie. This one, chase one in the dirt, fouls it off. and we'll stay at 3-2. Kane started the ball game with a triple. He's over at third base. We're in the top of the first here in game 2 between ICC and Gulf Coast. And that's going to hit him. I'm going to say he did not go.
Yeah, he's going to say he didn't go around with the bat.
Yep.
So
that'll be a hit batter.
It will be.
So a hit batter will put runners on the corners now here for the Bulldogs. As no outs. And this is going to be Jackson, the right fielder, coming to the plate here in game 2. As the umpire over at first base is going to ask for time here and give a chance for Stevens to kind of walk things off. Didn't necessarily see where it hit him, of course. That's what sparked the near riot in game 1. It was when the home plate umpire called a ball that Gulf Coast coach and fans thought hit the batter. It made a loud ting noise, so we thought it hit the bat right away. The home plate umpire agreed, and so that kind of sparked the emotions of the Gulf Coast coach, and then a ball that they thought was fair was a late ball called foul, and it was a bang-bang play either way as there's a swing and a miss for strike 1, and that really set it off, and it just, Escalated. That's a good word. So runners on the corners here for the Bulldogs. We're in the top of the first inning. This is Jackson at the plate.
Yeah, good opportunity if you're Gulf Coast right here. No outs. Good job there by Stone Collier. I think they may go out and have a chat up here. I don't know if they're mixed up on their signs and signals. Stone may not have been expecting that pitch right there. They don't have a runner at second, so it's not like they're really changing their signs and signals up right here to each other, but going out to have a conversation, quick one there, make sure they're on the same page. Don't need any more don't need any pass balls or anything like that. They're having, we've seen how that can affect things. Plus, got a first and third, no outs. We'll see if Gulf Coast puts anything on offense here.
This is going to be a foul ball off the netting. 1-2 now is the count. Gulf Coast improved to 18-7 with the win. More importantly, 4-1 in conference play. ICC fell to 9-14, 1-4 inside conference play. 1-2 is the count. Pitch on its way. Got him swinging at strike 3.
Yeah, and that's the first time Jackson has, kind of looked a little off kilter at bat tonight. He had 2 doubles in the first game and did have a sac fly and then some RBIs, but that's the first time he's kind of looked off kilter.
So that strikeout brought to you by Renaissance Bank. The first out of the inning is this pitch is going to be a foul ball for strike 1.
And this is Seth Sterling up, who's in the cleanup spot for Gulf Coast tonight. He did not play in the first game.
Again, if you're just now joining us, the game's being moved here to East Mississippi due to ICC hosting a military funeral going on this afternoon. So we appreciate our friends here at East Mississippi as that's going to hit him. Second hit batter here in the top of the first, and now bases are going to be full of Bulldogs here early on. So good start to the game if you're a Gulf Coast fan.
Yeah, excellent start if you're a Gulf Coast fan. I mean, this is what you asked for. Not a good start for ICC at all, especially a lot of the damage done here on the mound with the hit by pitches, two players being hit. So you're definitely not giving your defense or your players a shot here to do anything, as that's ball 1 when you are putting players on base.
So this is Irving, the third baseman, coming to the plate. He's got bases loaded with 1 out here. Has that pitch, and therefore strike. 1-1 now is the count.
1-1 Irving. I think he did have a single in the first game and did have an RBI, what I'm looking at here.
So that pitch misses low. 2-1 now is the count. As Wicker struggling to find the strike zone, ICC's already got someone heading down to the bullpen. So that was number 22, I believe. That's going to be Morrison getting set to get loose. And did that one hit him, or is that going to be a foul ball?
Yep,
they're going to say it hit him. So Gulf Coast will put a run on the board with the third hit batter, second in a row. And it's 1-0, and right now,
Coach McCrory is going to come out.
Coach is going to come out and just a slow stroll here to try to buy some time as they just sent the pitcher down to get loose. Let's take the timeout with them and be back with more right after this.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank. We're more than a bank, we're a community.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. No change made there as bases still loaded here for the Bulldogs. This is going to be a flare out to center field. It's going to be caught, and they're just going to keep the runner from advancing to third, as that will be a sacrifice fly to give Gulf Coast the 2-0 lead.
And that was Keller at bat, who's the DH this game. Keller played third last game for them, but he is the DH this game and was able to get the run in. So that puts 2 on the board for Gulf Coast here in the first inning. But like you said, Adam, it did keep that runner from advancing from second to third. So good job there with the cutoff on that end. 2 outs now.
This is Palazzo at the plate. Takes that first pitch in there for a strike. We'll give you the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works starting lineups for both squads in the exchange of the inning, as this is the 7th batter of the inning here. Palazzo playing out in left field. And that pitch in there for a strike. 0-2 now is the count.
And a good job here. Wicker kind of calmed down maybe a little bit after the conversation with Coach McCrory to come out and get ahead in the count 0-2.
So the 0-2 pitch swung on, foul back, and that one caught the catcher in the mask. And Collier popped up, said he's okay, asked for a ball, and said, let's play.
Yeah, just got a piece of that one, Palazzo did, to remain alive there. Still 0-2 count. You can't afford to kind of waste one here, but you don't want anything in the turf there that's going to allow the runners to advance.
Runners at first and second. Hard hit ground ball. Shortstop's going to have a tough play here. Throw across the way is in time for the out. And the Indians get out of that inning with minimum damage done, 6-3 on the putout of Palazzo. Let's keep it here real quick and give you tonight's Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works starting lineups. And Brad, you want to take these?
Sure. Second game, game 2 here. You leading off same as we did last game. Brandon Kane, leadoff batter. He is playing center field this game. Batting second, Mark Stevens, shortstop. Third, Dom Jackson in right field. Cleanup, as we mentioned, Seth Sterling coming in, playing first. Batting fifth, Caden Irving is at third. Sixth, Charlie Keller is the DH in this game. Seventh, Jacob Palazzo, left field. Eighth, Jaden Mark, who will be catching this game behind the plate. And then the ninth batter in this one will be Landon Holloman, who's playing second. Pitching duties for Gulf Coast will be Blake King.
That is your starting lineup there for Gulf Coast. Now the starting lineup for ICC. ICC and Coke. Now that's a winning combination, and Coach Collier hopes he's got that same winning combination put together here in Game 2.
Yeah, a little change up here, a little mix up in the lineup for Coach Collier. Leadoff batting is Jude Treadway, playing short. Batting second, Jackson Suttlemyers be at second base for the Indians. Batting third, Stone Collier still to be behind the plate doing the catching duties. Cleanup, Bo Rock at first. Batting fifth, Dre McCray moved up, batting fifth this game in right field. Sixth is Jackson Lee, who did lead off the last game, but is batting sixth this game in left field. Batting seventh is Brock Ware, who will be DHing again in this second game. Batting eighth, Jarrett Morris, who's playing third. Phenomenal third base over there defensively. And the ninth slot is Hayden Roberts, who will be playing center field this second game. And as we mentioned earlier, pitching is Ty Wicker.
And that is your starting lineup for both squads, brought to you by Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works. As it's going to be Treadaway, the shortstop, to start us off here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-0 is the score in favor of Gulf Coast. They took advantage of 3 batters that were hit by pitches. It was a sacrifice fly and a bases-loaded hit by pitch that was pushed across the 2 runs. That pitch is going to miss inside for a ball.
Just mentioned Blake King, who is the pitcher for Gulf Coast. He is a right-handed sophomore, as that is strike one, and Treadaway swings through that one. But right-handed pitcher, 7 appearances on the year, 1 win, no losses, does have 1 save to his credit, 20 innings pitched on the year, giving up 30 hits, as that is strike 2. We got a 1-2 count. 20 runs scored on those 30 hits, 17 walks given up, 30 Ks, so good K ratio right there with a 5.40 ERA as Treadaway fouls that one off, still strike 2.
Those stats being brought to you by Sam's Town Market right there in the heart of Manatee. Wonder if Sam would deliver something to us down here.
Think you would?
I doubt it. 2-2 now is the count.
Dinner or supper?
Dinner.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's dinner. Uh-oh. Laney don't agree?
I thought you agreed it was dinner, Laney. Oh. Dinner is at lunch, Laney says.
Oh.
And so it's lunch and supper.
Swing and a miss for strike 3 there to start the contest off with a Renaissance Bank strikeout there for King. And so with 1 out now, this is going to bring Jackson Settlemyers, the second baseman, to the plate. As Treadaway just looked like he was expecting maybe fastball, got the hook, and couldn't catch up with it. There's a hard hit ball. It's going to get through for a little single for Settlemyers.
Yeah, good job by Settlemyers sitting on that first pitch fastball right there. Drove it in between short and third. Clean single right there for him. And that does bring up Stone Collier.
Collier, who had a home run in game 1. It was questioned by the infield umpire after it bounced basically off the glove of the Gulf Coast player, then over the fence, and they did rule it a home run. So he'll dig in here with 1 out and a runner at first. Pops this one up, back and out of play for strike 1.
Yeah, they're coming up here swinging the bat against King here. So trying to get some hits and trying to produce, cut this, at least cut it in half at least. But got a 2-0 lead by Gulf Coast early here in the bottom of the first.
There's 1 out and a runner at first. Collier at the plate. Looks at that pitch. It gets away. Runner did not advance as the count now goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2-0, as Brad mentioned here in the bottom of the first, game 2. This one's scheduled for 7 innings. Awaiting the 1-1 pitch here to Collier. That pitch high and will get away, and the runner will advance.
That's a pass ball right there.
Yep. That's what I was thinking as well. As the catcher had a chance to get to it, just didn't necessarily give that extra effort. This is Mark catching game 2. He did not play in game 1. Well, this is something else you got to think about right here for Stone. He just caught an 11-inning game and is back out here catching game 2.
Yeah, back out here catching game 2. Sometimes they'll swap it up. Brock Ware will do the catching duties and Stone will go to DH. Decided to keep Stone behind the plate this game as well, as that one is low. Found it there. So having a little trouble. That's 3-1 count. Umpire kind of had to bail out of the way, but again, like you said, Mark had to swallow that one and just kind of kept it from going behind him there. Luckily for Gulf Coast, because we already have a runner at second, but got a 3-1 count.
As Brad mentioned, 3-1 is the count. Pitch on its way. That one in there for a strike. Now the count goes full at 3-2. Again, we appreciate our friends here at East Mississippi allowing us to play today. Thanks for all the hospitality that they have shown us and helped get the field ready in between games before the first game today. 3-2 pitch, and he walked him.
Yeah, good eye by Stone there and taking the walk. And, again, ICC doing what they can to produce base runners. And that's, again, especially here early in the game, watching the pitcher, getting a good look at King here, being able to pass along that information down to the rotation. And so, again, good job, good patience there on the job of the Indians here to only 1 out, and now you got your cleanup hitter up in Bo Rock.
As Brad mentioned, Rock coming to the plate, playing first base here. That pitch missing low for a ball. 1-0 is the count.
Yeah, they're kind of noticing, I think, King may be struggling a little here. I'm not going to say he's just struggling just terribly here, but having a little issue with the strike zone as of late. So ball 1 right there, as you mentioned, Adam. And, of course, he had previously walked Stone.
That's ball 2. 2-0 now is the count here to Rock. You've got a runner at second. That is Settlemyers, who singled and advanced on a pass ball. Then Collier followed that with a walk. Indians trail at 2-0 here in the bottom of the first in game 2. That pitch missing inside. 3-0 now is the count. So both these pitchers, Wicker and King, kind of struggling to find the strike zone here early on in this one. So you imagine the red light will be on here for Rock with the 3-0 count. 1 out, runners at first and second. And that one ran inside, and that's going to be back-to-back walks now, and this is going to bring up Dre McCray.
It's kind of looked like he overthrew that one, Adam.
Yeah,
I don't know. And he just, and then they're going to bring the coach out to talk with him, but it looked like a bad overthrow right there.
Yeah, and sometimes when you get frustrated with yourself when you're not able to hit your marks, and you tend to do that. You try to throw a little bit harder. Maybe you think, well, if I try a little bit harder to start working, but that hasn't been the case, as that's back-to-back walks issued there by King.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Welcome back. No changes made there, as now this will be Dre McCray coming to the plate. 1 out in the inning. Bases full of Indians here, as ICC trying to answer the 2 runs that Gulf Coast got in the first half of the inning. McCray is going to say he went. Good call.
Yeah, he went around. That pitch was outside there, but Dre couldn't lay off of it. Had some movement there and moved to the outside, but could have moved up the lineup. He had 2 big doubles in that first game.
And can't hold off on that one. 0-2 now is the count.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Carr is going to say, if you're going to swing. You're going to hold up, especially 2 times in a row there. Don't give it to him like that. So we'll see what happens here. And he did swing, but.
Yep. And a nice comeback there. Whatever Coach came out and said to King, he may want to write it down because it worked. That's his second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. And now this is going to bring Jackson Lee to the plate. So he slipped down the order a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's just a tough look right there for the Indians. I'm going to say tough luck, but bad. I mean, you had 1 out. All you need to do is get a deep fly ball or a fly ball to the outfield and get 1 run in, cut the lead in half, as that's ball 1 outside. And really wasn't a lot of patience on the end of Dre McCray right there coming in, and 3 pitches and 2 half-hearted swings and 1 full to get the out, as that's strike 1 right there fouled off.
1-1 now is the count here to Lee, batting in the 6th spot. He's playing out in left field. So he's also moved the position, as there's going to be a ground ball. Second baseman should have this one routine, and man, a tough break there for the Indians. They load the bases with only 1 out in the inning, but can't get anything going there. Big time play defensively by the Bulldogs, and King to settle down and get out of the inning. We've played 1 here in Scuba. We're going to take the break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Here's your Little Caesar slices and sticks, half Italian cheese sticks, half pepperoni pizza.
It's the world's greatest combination.
Carl? How could you?
Sorry, PB&J. I wanted to try new things.
Oh, no. 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 No!
Have some for yourself.
Yes.
No! Get hot and ready slices and sticks for $6.99. Walk in and walk out between 4 and 8 p.m. Pizza.
Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for customer service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
Welcome back now as we head to the top of the second inning. 2-0 Gulf Coast with the lead. ICC loaded the bases but just could not get anything going as Gulf Coast now will send the 8-9-1 batters to the plate, Mark, Holloman, and Kane. Kane started the game off with a triple, eventually came around to score. Whenever Stevens, I believe, or no, it was Irving that was hit by a pitch. And then Stevens, who was hit by a pitch, scored on a sacrifice fly by Keller. As first pitch is going to be fouled off for strike one. So fans starting to head out of here because they've got to get their kids ready for school tomorrow. It is Monday tomorrow, and
spring break's over.
Spring break's over, and it's almost beyond mine and Brad's bedtime here.
And Laney is not happy right now. I'm just going to tell you, they said he went around. Definitely past her bedtime, she says, especially with it not being spring break anymore, and she's got to get back and.
See, she's a model student. She's going to go work out in the morning,
absolutely,
go to work, and then go to class.
That's just amazing.
As that pitch missing for a ball, 1-2 now is the count here to Mark.
She is ICC's most beautiful, though.
She is. Congratulations.
That's that's what you would expect. That's going to be drop. Ooh, no,
foul.
Just foul. Line shot over the first baseman that dropped foul in foul territory there. So Mark still hanging in there. 1-2 count.
Speaking of that, if you would like to go back and watch the most beautiful pageant, you can do so. It's up on the Itawamba CC YouTube page. That and Indians Got Talent.
Nice.
So 1-2 is the count here to Mark. And he swings on this one, pops it up a mile high. Right fielder drifting over, now comes up and will make the play for out number one. So now this will bring Holloman to the plate. He's batting in that 9 spot, playing second. As if you're just now joining us, you missed quite the ball game. As that pitch in there for a strike to Holloman. It was 3 hours and 13 minutes long, and ICC dropped a 7-6 decision in 11 innings to Gulf Coast. Big, healthy swing and a miss there by Holloman. 0-2 now is the count.
Yeah, kind of a change in wicker now. Here you're seeing in the second inning coming out and pumping strikes through there right now. And that's what you got to do. You got to let your defense play behind you. Not a bad pitch there on the 0-2 count. They couldn't get him to chase.
Good eye on the part of Holloman as now the count goes 1-2. Wicker on the heel here for the Indians. There's one out after a fly out to right by Mark. Pitch in the dirt. Nobody on base to worry about there as it gets away. 2-2 now is the count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. We're in the top of the second inning here. 2-0 Gulf Coast with the lead over the Indians. That one nearly hit him. As now the count goes 3-2.
Yeah, so Holloman battled back here and been patient enough to run that count to full. And he lost him.
Well, nice at bat right there as
I bragged on him. And then he did
too many free passes. That was the first walk, but ICC hit 3 in the top of the first. And so that leadoff walk, and we always talked about it, Brad, those tend to come back and haunt you.
Yeah, and
that's not the leadoff walk. We had an out before that.
No, but you're talking 4 walks here, and they're going to try to lay the bunt down, and that one's going to go to foul. But that's 4. You got 9 hitters that we've been through thus far as we're back to the top of the lineup with Kane here. But 4 out of 9 have been put on base by ICC pitching here in this first go around.
So that was a lucky break there for the Indians because if that one stayed fair, you just pick it up and make sure the runner doesn't try to go to third because Kane would have been there twice.
Yeah, I mean, Kane's got speed. We know that. We've seen it. He led off the game with a triple, but we saw it in game 1 that he definitely has plenty of speed behind him there. So that's why you see Morris playing in as tight as he is over at third, expecting him to lay the bunt down.
That pitch called a strike. 0-2 now is the count.
Yeah, now that with the 0-2 count, you're going to see Morris backing up what you do there at third and just playing back in regular defensive format.
Got him to chase one. He's going to say that's a foul ball, and the count will stay 0-2 here on Kane. So you got Holloman who just drew the walk. He's at first base. Kane is at the plate. There's one out here in the top of the second inning. Gulf Coast leading it 2-0, trying to sweep the Indians here in Scuba. So waiting the 0-2 pitch here from Wicker. Up the middle and booted by the shortstop. Ideal tailor-made double play there, but just could not reel that one in. E6 on the play.
Yeah, and you got to think, that Treadaway was probably in the back of his mind thinking. Of course, he was set up perfect for the double play, but he's probably thinking about how quick he had to make the transition because of the wheels that Kane has, and that how it was going to be hard enough to turn the double play. And when you get to thinking about that, you got to try to make the transition too early, you make an error, and that's what happens.
As this is now Stevens at the plate, and he took a healthy chop at that one, fouls it back for strike one. 0-1 the count here to Stevens. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run. Only a sacrifice fly by Keller back in the top half of the first. Runners at first and second. Gulf Coast trying to build on this lead. Runners goes, and those will be a double steal.
Wow. Picked a good pitch right there to call the double steal. Of course, he had a right-handed batter up, so a little harder for Stone to make that throw. But again, a good pitch right there to throw on. So good job by Gulf Coast calling the double steal. Excellent execution.
There's a little sidearm toss in there for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. As brings out a few of the Boo Birds from Gulf Coast dugout on that one. 1-2 now is the count. One out here. Stevens at the plate. Rips this one. Center fielder's going to have to come up and make the play, and he will. No. He
dropped in front of him.
So he dropped in front of him. I've got a double-tinted window in front of me, so I could not see what happened there. So that will go for a single.
Trying to get there at him, it just, again, it was just low enough to where he was not going to be able to get there. In my opinion, good job there by not trying to dive to make it, and the ball potentially getting behind him saved another run, even though Gulf Coast does score one off of it.
So 3-0 now is the score after that RBI single by Stevens. And now this will bring Jackson to the plate. He struck out swinging in his only at-bat so far. Swings on the first one he sees. Second baseman backhands it. There's one. Do they get two? Yes, they do. That's a Little Caesars 4-6-3 double play. But the Bulldogs add another run on the board before they do that. And it's 3-0. Gulf Coast with the lead. We'll take a break here from Little Caesars and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Here's your Little Caesar slices and sticks. Half Italian cheese sticks, half pepperoni pizza.
It's the world's greatest combination.
Carl?
How could you?
Sorry, PB&J. I wanted to try new things.
Oh, no. 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 No!
Here's some for yourself.
Yes.
No!
Get hot and ready slices and sticks for $6.99. Walk in and walk out between 4 and 8 p.m.
Pizza, pizza. So when are you going to give me back for the pizza?
Oh, personal foul. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make a successful handoff when you transfer funds to friends and family with Zelle and the Renaissance mobile app. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make the right call for 24/7 roadside assistance and sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking today.
And welcome back as we shift now to the bottom of the second inning. As it's going to be the 7, 8, 9 batters due up here for the Indians. Ware, Morris, and Roberts scheduled up for ICC. The Indians loaded the bases with one out in the bottom of the first, but it was a strikeout and a ground out to get the Bulldogs out of the jam as Ware swings at that one, missing for strike one.
Yeah, Ware coming in. He did last game. He did have a triple.
He takes that one for strike two on the outer edge. So now behind in the count, 0-2 here to King. And couldn't get the outer edge on that one. He was like, well, if you give me that edge, let's see if I go off an inch or two off the plate and you give it to me again. But he did not. 1-2 now is the count here to Ware. And that one pretty much same spot. Trying to work that corner. Couldn't get the call. 2-2 now is the count.
Yeah, both of those are good pitches right there to see if you can get him chasing with 2 strikes, and finally got him chasing. No, he didn't. He fouled that one off.
So they fouled it off there as the count will stay 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Indians trail it 3-0 here in the bottom of the second of game 2. 2-2 pitch on its way. He swung on and missed for strike 3. Just couldn't hold off on the high heat there.
No, definitely couldn't. That gets first out of the inning right there for the Indians. Again, going another inning here without getting the leadoff batter on.
So now this will be Morris coming to the plate. He's playing third base, batting in that 8th spot, trying to see if he can spark the bats here for the Indians. That pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 is the count now here to Morris.
You know, King doing a better job here in the second inning. I know he walked a couple there in the first. Throwing strikes, coming out again. He's getting ahead of these batters. Now he's ahead 0-2 as that one's fouled off by Jarrett Morris. So King kind of settled down a little bit here and starting to throw strikes on his end.
There's a shot. Left fielder's going to have to hurry. He's not going to be able to get to it, and that's going to go for a single.
Yeah, good job right there. It was on the inner half of the plate right there, so Morris was able to turn on it enough to get it out there and to get it to drop. So that'll be a single for Morris.
So a 1-out single puts Morris on first, and now this will be Roberts coming to the plate. And so Morris batting in that 9 spot. He's actually playing center field.
Square the bunt.
Yep, and fouls that one off.
They're going to see if they can sack him over here. If they can get the bunt laid down, that'll bring your third baseman in.
Yeah, that's Irvin over there playing at third for the Bulldogs. 0-1 is the count. See if Roberts continues to try to bunt here. That one thrown low and inside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count here to Roberts. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at first. ICC trailing at 3-0 here in the bottom of the second. Game 2 with Gulf Coast here at East Mississippi. There's a flare left side. Left fielder's going to give chase. Is it going to stay fair? Yes, it is. And that should be a double as the throw is not going to be in time to third. And that's a Davis Ford double.
Yeah, great piece of hitting right there, Adam, because he took it, again, that outside pitch, which was on the outer part of the plate, and drove it down there just on basically right at the foul pole. And I think it hit basically right there toward the bottom of the fence in left field, able to get your runner, get Morris over to third, and now Roberts is a double. Good start here, or not a good start, but after the strikeout now, you got a good thing going here for the Indians, as that's going to be Jude Treadaway who fouls the first pitch back.
0-1 is the count here to Treadaway. He went down swinging in his first plate appearance of the game. RBI opportunity here, something down to the outfield, could score 2. As that pitch finds the spot for a strike. 0-2 now is the count.
And King still working that count, doing a good job on his end of staying ahead in the count.
So waiting the 0-2 pitch. Grounder, right side, that'll score a run as 4-3 on the putout does advance the runner as well. So there'll be an RBI on the ground out as the Indians put one on the board. Well, not what you were looking for, but at least it was a productive out.
Yeah, it gets an RBI in, and now the Indians are down 3-1. But you also have a runner at third. So if Settlemyers is able to get another single as he did last time, or double as he takes ball 1 right there, then you could score another run.
1-0 is the count here as that pitch missing low and outside. Settlemyers rips this one. Left fielder's not going to be able to get to it, and that's going to go for extra bases. And the Indians are going to score another one. Settlemyers will have a stand-up Davis Ford double. So a clutch hit there for Settlemyers as that plates Roberts, and ICC making a little bit of noise here.
Yeah, ICC, bat's coming awake here and swinging the bat here. And, of course, you got Stone Collier up now, the number 3 guy in the lineup with Settlemyers, who is got that stand-up double there in scoring position.
Yeah, that's 2 straight hits that have been just pulled down that left field line. That's been a double. So ICC maybe starting to figure out King here. Is that pitch missing for a ball? Well, the way the umpire stood up, I thought he was about to call it a strike, but
I did too.
Instead, says ball one. Runner at second. That one, missing. I put it down for a strike. 2-0 now is the count. So Collier heading the count now 2-0. And as you said, King has not found himself behind in very many batters here.
No, especially the second inning. He was doing a lot better job of getting ahead, and here now he's down 2-0.
There's a shot line drive right at the shortstop, though, as that was just a tough break there, as that one was blistered off the bat of Collier, but in the right spot at the right time was the shortstop to end the inning. So the Indians get 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We played 2 here in Game 2. We'll take a break and hear a few more words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the 3rd inning. And the mass exodus continues here, Brad, as everybody's starting to head out of the ballpark one at a time as it continues to get a little bit later in the evening. As we said, tomorrow is Monday, so people have got to go back to work, got to get kids ready for school tomorrow after being out for spring break. So, yeah.
Then it's still St. Patrick's Day. They may be going home to celebrate, St. Patty's Day.
Very true, very true. So 3-2 is your score. Gulf Coast with the lead. It's going to be Sterling, Irving, and Keller coming to the plate here for the Bulldogs in the top of the 3rd. That pitch in there for a strike.
Off the corner. One thing, too, I can understand why people understand that they can leave, Adam, is they know that they can see and us or hear us on the streaming once they leave. They're taken care of.
That is. That's true. Swing and a miss for strike 2 there for Sterling. Most people just want to hear Dr. Boggs. They try to mute whenever I'm talking.
I think they're trying to get Laney, and they know that she's kind of over here, and they know that she's announcing every now and then. They want to hear Laney, ICC's most beautiful.
As there is a foul ball out of play, the count will stay 1-2 here on Sterling. He was hit by a pitch and was left stranded back in the 1st inning. 1-2 pitch in the dirt. 2-2 now is the count. That one like it might have popped up and hit Stone as well. You got to give the kid a lot of credit. We talked about caught 11 innings in Game 1, back behind the plate here in Game 2. 2-2 is the count here to Sterling. There's a flare down the line, and it's going to go foul, and we'll stay at 2-2.
Trying that side out like ICC tried it out last inning and unable to get it over just far enough to inside the fair territory there.
That one fouled right back, and we'll stay at 2-2. Well, if you're just now joining us, you missed a heck of a game in the first game of the day. It went 11 innings, 3 hours and 13 minutes. It was a 7-6 final in favor of Gulf Coast, and that pitch missing outside. 3-2 now is the count. Plenty of everything in that game.
Yeah, a little bit of everything happened in Game 1, and very exciting and dramatic at times as Sterling swings through that.
Nice start there, as that's the first time the Indians have retired the leadoff batter here in the inning, as that is the first Renaissance Bank second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game there for Wicker.
Yeah, good job there by Wicker to come out and get the leadoff batter out and go ahead and get ahead here.
Big, healthy swing and a miss there. Actually said he got a piece of it. Strike one either way, as this is Irving who was hit by a pitch. Swings on this one, fouls it off. It's going to get out of play, and the count now 0-2 here on Irving.
And good job of Wicker getting ahead in the count here.
So waiting the 0-2 pitch. That one missing low. 1-2 now is the count. Not a bad spot to miss a pitch. Couldn't get him to chase one. If he did make contact, just probably would have been a foul ball. 1-2 now is the count. Swing and a miss for strike three. Back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeouts. Wicker starting to get comfortable.
Yeah, again, things just kind of changing a little bit. You got 2 runs behind you there last inning. Offense produced and helped you out a little bit and giving you a little more encouragement to go out there and start throwing a good game here. And as he already wasn't, as that's strike one right there. And so picking up 2 Ks quickly.
This is Keller at the dish. He had a sacrifice fly that was brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. Rips one, and it's going to be past a diving first baseman, and that go for a 2-out single. Bo did everything he could to get to that one. Unfortunately, just took a hop underneath his glove, and that will go for a hit. And so now with 2 outs, this will bring Palazzo to the plate. He grounded out to the shortstop to end the first. The Indians would like to see him do the same thing here in the top of the third. Runner at first, that is Keller, the DH. 2 outs, and Palazzo at the plate. Swings in the first one, fouls it back, strike one.
You kind of ran him up on the inside part right there, and just Palazzo was just able to get a piece of it, fouled it back, 0-1 count. Again, good job by Wicker to get ahead in the count early.
So Wicker with a 0-1 count here to Palazzo, sends and delivers. That one's missing low and outside. 1-1 now is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Game 2 between ICC and Gulf Coast. There's a shot. Second baseman's going to find it, throw it over, and that will end the inning. 4-3 will get the put out as the Indians get around a 2-out single. And it's still 3-2 here as we head to the bottom of the third. We'll take the break with them and be back with more right after this.
Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for customer service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the bottom of the third inning. Gulf Coast leading this one 3-2 here in Game 2. As it'll be Bo Rock, Dre McCray, and Jackson Lee scheduled up here in the bottom of the third inning. ICC was able to get back a pair of runs there in the bottom of the second after a ground out RBI by Treadaway and a double by Settlemyers that drove in another run, made it a 3-2 contest there in the bottom of the second. This pitch fouled off. 1-1 now is the count here. Rock walked but was left stranded at first, part of a bases loaded situation there in the bottom of the first that ICC couldn't cash in on. So 1-1 now is the count here to Bo Rock. Rips one, second baseman will step in front of this one, bobbles it for second, but plenty of time to throw over for out number 1, 4-3 for those of you scoring at home. So 1 out now, and this is going to bring McCray to the plate. He struck out swinging on 3 pitches. 2 of those was, as you mentioned, Brad, kind of half-hearted swings that he couldn't make up his mind if he wanted to swing or not.
Yeah, I mean, not a good at bat. His first at bat by Dre McCray, and that ball's in the turf right there and bounced up, but ball 1. But I'm sure Dre knew that going back into the dugout after he had that at bat. But 3 pitches, 2 half-hearted swings, 1 full swing, and he was out. So hopefully, right there, a little patience on his end. We'll have a better at bat this go around.
That pitch is going to miss low. 2-0 now is the count here to McCray, who is playing in right field, batting in that 5 spot. Lee is on deck here for the Indians. 2-0 pitch on its way, and that's a high breaking pitch. Didn't quite get on top of the breaking ball there. 3-0 now is the count here to McCray. Taking the whole way that time, the count now goes 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Nobody on here for the Indians. Ground ball to the right side. Second baseman's going to get it again. Scoop it up, throw it over. 4-3 for the putout. Out number 2. So with 2 outs in the inning now, this is going to bring Lee to the plate. He grounded out 4-3 to end the first. So we're in the bottom of the third. ICC trying to spark a 2-out rally here, trailing 3-2 here to Gulf Coast in game 2. This pitch foul right back into your living room as that goes for strike 1.
Yeah, King makes quick work out there. You know, there's not a lot of time. You know, of course, there is a pitch clock out there this year in NJCAA, but not a lot of time. And 0-1 count quickly, 0-2 count now as Jackson Lee swings through that one and quickly down there, 0-2 as mentioned. But ICC has 4 hits right now compared to Gulf Coast 3.
This one's popped up to the right side. Right fielder's going to jog over. Should be able to squeeze this one, and he does. 3 up, 3 down go the Indians there in the bottom of the third. 3-2 Gulf Coast with the lead. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the 4th inning. 8-9-1 batters due up here for Gulf Coast. Mark Holloman and Kane scheduled up. Swing on the first one. That's going to get through for a base hit. Well, Wicker couldn't get the glove up quick enough to find one to be able to knock that one down. So a nice job jumping on the first pitch he saw there for Mark. And now let's bring Holloman to the plate. He walked, stole the base, and scored a run in his only plate appearance so far. 3-2 is the score. Gulf Coast with the lead. We're in the top of the 4th inning. There's a breaking pitch that just didn't turn over enough. 1-0 is the count.
We mentioned the guys bracket a while ago, Adam. Of course, the women's brackets, they were finalized, and South Carolina, undefeated, received the overall top number 1 as they squares to bunt. That's foul.
And that one looks like it came back and
caught Stone.
Yeah, caught Stone.
He's all right. Then you got your Iowa there with Caitlin Clark. They got a number 1 seed. And then, of course, USC, and then Texas.
Okay. So Blair and her dad. Say Blair, Coach Schaefer.
Coach Schaefer,
Yeah.
right? They of course, was at State.
Yep.
And she played at State. But, yes.
Got a chance to get to know her when she worked at WCBI.
That's
so
right. That's exactly
proud
right.
of her.
So good job there by the women's bracket there. And that's going to get down. That bunt's down perfectly.
And just beats the throw as he did the underhand toss. And that'll be a sacrifice bunt by Holloman, showing off some speed there.
Yeah, a lot of speed. That was a great job of getting that bunt down, laid it down perfectly for a sack right there. It does move Mark over to second in scoring position.
And just to keep a note on that women's bracket, note of interest that some people would care. I know I do, but some other people, Ole Miss and Notre Dame end up in the same opening round bracket. As this pitch popped up, and right fielder's going to come in, get it, and they're going to draw the throw to third, so would not allow him to go, and I think that would have got him.
That would have got him. That's a good thing they didn't test the arm of Dre McCray right there, because that would have got him. He had a shot. It was a shallow pop fly. I say shallow. It was a little more shallow than what you would think, but still, he came up throwing that one and gets the second out of the inning.
So, yeah, any Ole Miss fans that are thinking about making that trip to South Bend for the opening round of the women's tournament, I highly encourage you to do so.
You might even join them.
I might. It's in the back of my head.
Mm-hmm.
As that pitch in there for a strike, I do got vacation days.
That's it. Well, it'll be interesting to see this year again. I know this is Caitlin Clark's last year, but you got the undefeated Gamecocks coming in there too, South Carolina. So it's going to be interesting to see as that one's popped up to right field again to Dre McCray, testing him out tonight, and makes another grab for the third out. It'll be interesting to see how that women's bracket works out and works itself out.
Yeah, I don't see very many people able to compete with South Carolina. We'll continue that conversation after this break as ICC trails at 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the fourth.
Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for customer service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, you know, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I can go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. What a real quick note for you, thanks to Don Hammock, the SID down there at Gulf Coast. Mark Stevens, with his hit back in the second inning, extends his hit streak to 18 straight games. As there's a big swing and a miss, as this is Ware, Morris, and Roberts scheduled up here for the Indians, as ICC trails it 3-2 here in the bottom of the fourth, as that pitch missing low for a ball.
Yeah, still 4 hits apiece, or now 4 hits apiece for each team here.
And 1-1 is the count. Big, healthy swing and a miss there by Ware. He struck out swinging in his only at bat so far in the contest. That was back in the second inning. So waiting the 1-2 pitch. Thought about going, held off. 2-2 now is the count.
Yeah, good eye on the part of Ware there to hold off that.
So 2-2 pitch, and that one just missing outside. 3-2 now is the count. Speaking of Don, if appreciate Don and all the work he does down there at Gulf Coast. If you happen to be at a baseball game this season, you see Don out working hard, be sure and give him a shout-out at their strike 3 of Ware, first out of the game. Don does a great job down there for you guys for all the coverage he gives Gulf Coast athletics. And so now this is going to bring Morris to the plate. He singled and scored a run in his last at-bat. We're going to see if he can spark the bats here for the Indians as they trail at 3-2.
Yeah, kind of started that rally last time. You had Morris that singled as that's ball 1 right there. He takes it. And then you had Roberts that came in and right after him and doubled. So, kind of sparked a little something for the Indians there. Let's see if he can do that again.
Big, healthy swing at that one. Took his back foot out of it. 1-1 now is the count here to Morris. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Gulf Coast with the lead here, 3-2, and we're in the bottom of the 4th. And that pitch missing. Couldn't get the frame job there. 2-1 now is the count. And that pitch in there for a strike. 2-2 now is the count. But yeah, again, encourage all you Ole Miss women's basketball fans to make your plans to head up to South Bend. Check out that area. Of course, Chicago, you can make that quick trip over there, or Indianapolis really isn't a bad place to stay. About 2 hours out south of South Bend. As this pitch fouled back. 3-2 stays the count. So waiting the 3-2 offering here. There's a ground ball. Second baseman's going to come up and charge this one. Plenty of time. Throws over for the out. Tell you what, second baseman's been busy here over the last couple of innings.
Yeah, definitely has. Got a big out right there. Second out of the inning. So if Indians are going to do anything this inning, they're going to have to do it with 2 outs.
And now this is bringing Hayden Roberts to the place. He doubled and scored a run his last at bat, as he scored on a double by Settlemyers. Is that pitch missing low for a ball?
Yeah, I still think a lot of people will be tuning in to the women's bracket there. And of course, just a lot of good action over there as that's ball 2 right there to Roberts. But, with the Gamecocks, with and then you got the other good teams. I mean, Ole Miss in there, but, everybody, is tuning in and watching the history as that strike 1 that Caitlin Clark is setting. I mean, that young lady is a phenomenal basketball player, and she will still set. There's probably more records that she's going to set through the tournament here.
2-1 pitch. That one missing low. 3-1 now is the count. And, it's one of those situations now where you're starting to see the viewership of women's basketball, especially college basketball, going up a lot thanks to players like Caitlin Clark. Is that pitch in the dirt, ball 4. And it's now one of those situations where, for nerds like me that kind of keep up with just the history of stuff, this WNBA has had an opportunity, much like the NBA did back whenever Larry Bird and Magic Johnson entered into the league, because the NBA was not having a whole lot of popularity, wasn't really watched by a lot of people on TV until Bird and Johnson got in the league, and that kind of sparked some interest. And you got Caitlin and the Reese girl from LSU, and then the young lady from South Carolina that's really sparking a lot of interest. So a great opportunity for the WNBA to kind of capitalize on the success of college basketball on the women's front to kind of get some success on their end.
And as they should. I mean, there's a lot of good athletes down there and some good basketball as Treadaway swings through that first pitch, strike 1. It's fun to watch basketball. It's fun to watch those women get out there, and they do a phenomenal job, and those coaches have done a phenomenal job in the NCAA. And so that's ball inside. That's going to get away from the catcher right there. And so Roberts is going to move up to second in scoring position. But I like to see where basketball has gotten. You mentioned, the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird days. Of course, that's my days. And,
yeah.
If anybody missed that, I'm sorry. And I know some people did, but that was I don't really watch the NBA anymore, but back then I did.
I know, because my Pistons aren't any good anymore. Haven't been good since 2004.
Got the Pistons.
There's a flare, and it's going to be caught by a leaping shortstop, and a tough break there for the Indians. Second time we've seen a line drive right at the shortstop, and a great play made there as that cuts down a run for sure. 3-2 stays your score. We're going to head to the fifth and come back with more right after this.
Ankle sprains are one of the most common sports injuries, with an estimated 25,000 occurring every day in the United States. Sprains can happen with any sport, including just walking across the yard. Ankle sprains are most common in ball sports such as basketball, soccer, volleyball, and others. As with any injury, your body quickly sends blood to start healing the process, which leads to the swelling. Rest, ice, compression, elevation, known as RICE, is a good way to treat an ankle sprain. This decreases the swelling, lessens your pain, and allows your body to heal the injury. Studies have shown that the sooner you return to activity, the better and typically the faster you will recover. Depending on the amount of injury to the ligaments, it may be days, weeks, or even months to return to high-intensity sports. Sometimes recovery may be slow, but if it gets better day by day or week by week, you are on the right path. If the ankle seems to stop improving and you just can't get back to your activities, then it's time to come see us at the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. Remember, our story is you.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as Brandon, the home plate umpire, just getting paid by the hour, not trying to hurry up here as he's given a whole lot of time. We normally get about a minute break in there, but that was almost a minute and a half between the innings. 3-2 is your score. We're in the top of the fifth inning. It's going to be Jackson, Sterling, and Irving dude up here for Gulf Coast. Remind you, next game for ICC baseball will be on the road at Coahoma. That one's scheduled for Tuesday. That pitch missing low for a ball. 1-0 is the count. So softball is scheduled to be home Tuesday. That'll be here on the Red Channel. So 1-0 is the count. And that one missing low as this is Jackson. He is 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded into a Little Caesars double play to end the second. 2-0 is the count here. That one's going to find a strike at the knees. 2-1 now is the count.
And talking about women's basketball, I'd like to congratulate Robin Porter and Coach Rags and Coach Sanders, and a phenomenal job they did. And, as that's ball 3 right there, this Gulf Coast squad, we faced them in basketball.
You talk about a good basketball
team. Last week in the semis of the Region 23 tournament, as that one's fouled off out there, and almost that one went into overtime. I know you called that one, did a good job. I listened to it as that was played at Tougaloo down there. But phenomenal season they had, and congratulations to them almost getting into the final right there in the Region 23 tournament. That's called strike 3, first out of the inning.
And Jackson did not like that one as he goes down looking at the 4th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game there for Wicker. And on that same note, as we talked about, a very hard-fought battle. Congratulations to the Gulf Coast women's basketball team as they did win the Region 23 championship and be heading to the national tournament. But, yeah, that was a heck of a basketball game. If you missed that one, it'll be available next week on our YouTube channel. Just search Let's Go ICC on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel while you're there as that goes for strike 2.
Yeah, Wicker doing a good job right there. Slipped that one in the back door on that breaking pitch. 0-2 count.
That one set up on the outside. 1-2 now is the count.
This is Sterling, who did K his last at bat as well.
This one hammered left side, but it's going to get out of play, and we'll stay at 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. That is the situation here, as Brad mentioned. Sterling at the plate, 0 for 1 of the day with a strikeout swinging. He was hit by a pitch and was left stranded back in the first. As this one's going to be fouled back, and we'll sit at 1-2 once again.
Yeah, able to get a piece of that one to stay alive. 1-2 count. Wicker still ahead, though.
1 out in the inning, nobody on here. We're in the top of the 5th. This game's scheduled for 7. And there's strike three. Got that outside corner again. Back-to-back looking Renaissance Bank strikeouts. Renaissance Bank, they are the bank that understands you. You can find out why by visiting RenaissanceBank.com. Do want to remind you, if you remember those SEC shorts that you've seen throughout the football season or other videos, you can visit RenaissanceNation.com. That's RenaissanceNation.com to see some of those videos. And the home plate umpire just told the Gulf Coast dugout no more. So apparently somebody not liking that strike zone.
No more.
No more, he said.
Okay.
So the third base coach wanting to talk to Irving here, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's also hit by a pitch. That pitch missing outside for a ball.
Yeah, Wicker's done after the first inning, hit 3 batters and then came in and walked 1 in the second. But after that, he's really calmed it down a lot and has thrown a better game here. And so still 4 hits apiece here, as that one is going to be as a shot out to center, but should be the third out.
And it is. Nice running catch out there by Roberts in center field. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Bulldogs for the first time here in game 2. We're going to take a timeout, come back with the bottom of the 5th, where to be Settlemyers, Collier, and Rock scheduled up for the Indians. 3-2 Gulf Coast with the lead. Back with more right after this.
High school seniors, listen up. Your journey at Itawamba Community College begins now. Registration for ICC's orientation sessions is now open. This free, required, and incredibly beneficial event is a must. Discover the ins and outs of campus life, create your class schedule for the fall. Spots are filling up fast, so don't miss out. Register for one of our spring or summer sessions at www.iccms.edu/orientation.
This is a place to create your future. And when you get here, you realize you're not alone. You meet new people and make connections. It's not always about knowing exactly where you're going. Sometimes it's about finding your own way. It's working together to build something bigger than ourselves. It's hard work, but lots of fun. We come for the quality education, but we leave with an unparalleled experience. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the bottom of the 5th inning. ICC trailing Gulf Coast 3-2 here in game 2. If you're just now joining us, ICC dropped a 7-6 decision in 11 innings to Gulf Coast in the first game of the day. As that pitch missing outside for a ball here to Settlemyers. Settlemyers has got a single and a double. And takes a big, healthy swing at that one, missing for strike 1.
You got to go. I don't know what's happened here. About lost grip of his bat.
Well, speaking of other sports going on, golf will be back in action tomorrow as Northeast hosting a tournament up at Shiloh Ridge. It'll be a 2-day event up there in Corinth. As 1-1 now is the count here to Settlemyers. Looked at that one, low. 2-1 now is the count here.
Yeah, good eye by Settlemyers. Again, you mentioned kind of swinging a hot bat right now with a single and a double in this game thus far.
That pitch missing. 3-1 now is the count here to Settlemyers. 3-2 is your score. As this pitch pops straight back and out of play, 3-2 now will go the count. No outs as Settlemyers is starting us off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So waiting the 3-2 pitch here. And this one fouled off, and we'll stay at 3-2 once again here on Settlemyers. So the count's full here to Settlemyers. He's got a single, a double, and an RBI. Rips that one, but pulls it foul.
Yeah, good at bat here by Settlemyers. Run that pitch count up a little further, but also battling up there, staying alive, fouling pitches off. So real good at bat here.
Waiting the 3-2 pitch. This one fouled back and out of play, and we'll stay at 3-2 once again.
I have to run the store and get some more baseballs right quick.
Well, they do. Maybe they'll get some chicken strips. The McAllisters wore off a long time ago.
I'll take it. Chicken strip would be good right now.
3-2 pitch.
Hit.
This one's over the head of the shortstop, and that'll go for the third hit of the game. And a clutch hit there by Settlemyers. And finally, the Indians get one over the leaping shortstop, as he's been able to collect a pair of outs that way. And so now this will bring Stone Collier to the plate. He was the victim of one of those lineouts that went right to the shortstop in his last at bat. He also walked, but was left stranded in scoring position back in the first.
Yeah, Indians, Settlemyer's big, swinging that hot bat, but also the leadoff batter getting on. Of course, the Gulf Coast is going to talk about defense here, kind of how they want to look, because, again, no outs here. So Indians got some options, and they're going to try to take a look and see if Stone's going to try to bunt and sack him over or not.
And he does show bunt, lays it down nicely. Only one play, and that's going to be to first, and that will be in time. A beautiful sacrifice bunt laid down there by Collier. 1-3 on the putout. That sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union, reminding you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICC BSU. They meet Monday nights at 7:07, right across the street from the e-learning building there on the Fulton campus.
Yeah, great job right there. Good bunt, as you mentioned, by Stone. Perfect placement right there. Get that down, and then Jackson Settlemyers is now at second in scoring position with one out.
So Rock at the plate. Takes a healthy cut at that one, a all-speed pitch ahead of it. 0-1 now is the count. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. He walked back in the first. There's a shot, and the pitcher says, "Look what I found," then throws over to first in time. And man, sometimes when you're hitting the ball well, it was like a beach ball coming at you, and then sometimes just plays like that, where the pitcher just throws the glove up, happens to find it, and get the second out.
Yeah, he did, and almost caught Settlemyers, sneaking out too far over there, because I think Settlemyers expected the same thing, that it was going to be hit up the middle and was going to get over the pitcher and base hit right there, and almost caught him but didn't. So still got alive with Settlemyers in scoring position, but now you got Dre McCray up.
McCray swings on the first pitch he sees, fouls this one back for strike one. Well, the Indians have had the tying run on second twice, but have not been able to get him in this situation. So that pitch missing low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Cleanup duty starting here at the ballpark. 1-1 now is the count. Swing and a miss there has confused him with the off-speed pitch. 1-2 now goes the count here on McCray.
A little after 9 o'clock, and I believe East Mississippi goes back to school tomorrow too. So ball 2 right there. Good eye by Dre McCray. But, again, fortunate enough for them to allow us to host our home game here tonight and get late into the evening. And I appreciate their hospitality, as that one's driven out into
right field and should do it, and it does. Again, the Indians get the tying run in scoring position, but can't get anything going in the inning, as we've played 5 here in game 2. It's 3-2 Gulf Coast. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Ankle sprains are one of the most common sports injuries, with an estimated 25,000 occurring every day in the United States. Sprains can happen with any sport, including just walking across the yard. Ankle sprains are most common in ball sports such as basketball, soccer, volleyball, and others. As with any injury, your body quickly sends blood to start healing the process, which leads to the swelling. Rest, ice, compression, elevation, known as RICE, is a good way to treat an ankle sprain. This decreases the swelling, lessens your pain, and allows your body to heal the injury. Studies have shown that the sooner you return to activity, the better and typically the faster you will recover. Depending on the amount of injury to the ligaments, it may be days, weeks, or even months to return to high-intensity sports. Sometimes recovery may be slow, but if it gets better day by day or week by week, you are on the right path. If the ankle seems to stop improving and you just can't get back to your activities, then it's time to come see us at the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. Remember, our story is you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the 6th inning. Keller, Palazzo, and Mark scheduled up here for the Bulldogs in the top of the 6th. They're keeping a 3-2 lead here in Game 2, trying to complete the sweep of the Indians here at East Mississippi. That pitch missing low for a ball.
Yeah, Keller singled his last at bat.
It's 1-0 pitch. This one popped up, back and out of play. 1-1 now is the count. Again, we do want to thank everyone from East Mississippi that has allowed us to come out and play these 2 games today. Great hospitality and checked on us, making sure everything was working good for the broadcast. As that pitch missing up for a ball, 2-1 now is the count. David Rosinski, the SID here, does a great job of making sure that everybody knew that we were coming and made sure we were taken care of. So appreciate David and the rest of the crew doing that out here at East Mississippi. As that pitch fouled off, 2-2 now is the count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. This is Keller at the plate. Pops this one and is back. Right fielder's not going to be able to get to it, and that's going to go for extra bases. And they're going to hold him up at 2.
Yeah, he smoked that one and over the head of Dre McCray out there in right field, about toward the 375 mark out there basically, and so kind of how the field kind of drops off back there. You go from 305 and right at the foul pole, just kind of cuts off right before you get to the scoreboard at maybe 315.
Gulf Coast going to send in a runner here. Charlie Olson will come in to run for Keller. Keller wearing that heavy knee brace, so wanting to get in somebody a little bit more speed to possibly tack on an insurance run here late in the contest.
So that does bring up Palazzo to the plate. But again, as you mentioned, having that leadoff double with no outs, that does put the Indians in a little predicament here defensively. And, of course, they're going to got to bring in the corners here, expecting the bunt, possibly even to move him over to third.
So Collier going to come out and give the signals here. As the umpire – he barked something really loud and went to his book. I don't know what that was.
Who did?
The home plate umpire.
Oh, did he say that's enough?
I don't think he said it that time. Snap throw was nearly sent back into the outfield, and I think only the person thinking about that one was the pitcher that time.
I don't think Treadaway, he was just luckily he happened to look up and see it and was able to get over there and catch it because I'm like you. I think Wicker was the only one that was thinking he was going to second with that on that pickoff.
So this is Palazzo at the plate. Shows bunt, pulls back and takes that one for a strike. 0-1 is the count. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He grounded out to short to end the first, grounded out to second to end the third. Well, good news for him. There's only 1 out here, so he can't end the inning this inning. Squares to bunt again. Lays it down. It's a beauty. Only 1 play, and that's going to be to first. And a great sacrifice bunt laid down that time by Palazzo. 1-3 on the putout. That sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Wesley Foundation. They meet Tuesday nights at 7. They're located right across the street from the Davis Event Center there on the Fulton campus. So 1 out now and a runner advancing to third after that sacrifice bunt. This is bringing Mark to the plate, who had a single in his last at bat. Flew out to right in his first.
Yeah, so the 1-run lead by Gulf Coast in jeopardy here of going to 2 with that runner at third and only 1 out as that ball is pitch is high and tight right there inside. So ball 1 to Mark. But Indians kind of got their backs against the wall to try to keep that extra run from getting in.
Check this swing, did not go. 2-0 now is the count here to the catcher, Mark. Well, it was Keller who doubled to start the inning, and he was replaced on the bases by Olson, who is now at third. And this one is going to be fouled. 2-1 now is the count.
And just kind of chopped that one off. So anything out in the outfield deep enough to draw a tag, of course, definitely can score a run, get the sac fly in, but definitely a base hit will score.
So waiting the 2-1 pitch here. That one comes, apparently up high. I was going to say comes right back in the zone for a strike, but instead 3-1 now is the count. So waiting the 3-1 offering here from Wicker. This one hammered to center field. Center fielder going back, and will reel it in, but that'll turn into a sacrifice fly. And that will get that run across, and that's what we said. If they needed to pick up an insurance run and did so by getting that double and cashing in on it there with the sacrifice fly. 4-2 now. Gulf Coast with the lead, 2 outs. And this is going to be Holloman coming to the plate here in the top of the 6th. That pitch missing outside, 1-0 is the count.
Yeah, 2 outs. Holloman laid down a sack bunt his last at bat and then walked his first at bat.
As this pitch fouled off, 1-1 now is the count, so no official at bat so far here for Holloman. I guess you get an official at bat with this sack, but it doesn't count against you. 1-1 now, the count to Holloman, the second baseman. That pitch missing low, 2-1 now, the count here. Well, again, we invite you to join us Tuesday, if Mother Nature will allow it. We'll have softball here on the Red Channel, as ICC will host Coahoma. As this pitch fouled back, 2-2. That means baseball will be at Coahoma on Tuesday. We'll try to have you some information on where that game is streamed. As the count now goes 2-2. This pitch flared to the right side. It's going to get out of play, and we'll sit at 2-2 once again. So this is Holloman at the dish. He's got a 2-2 count. Wicker on the hill here for the Indians. And that one nearly hit him. 3-2 now is the count.
Yeah, again, Wicker's done a good job after that first inning of settling down and staying in the game here. And ICC only using one pitcher thus far in this contest and gets him right there, Adam.
Got him looking at strike 3, another Renaissance Bank strikeout, 6th of the game there for Wicker. We're going to take a break. Can the Indians' bats get fired up? They trail it 4-2. We'll find out when we come back with the bottom half of the inning right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the bottom of the 6th inning. 4-2 Gulf Coast with the lead for ICC to be the 6, 7, 8 batters due up. Lee, Ware, and Morris scheduled up here in the bottom of the 6th. ICC running out of outs as they trail this one 4-2 here. First pitch swung on, fouled out of play for strike 1 by Lee. He is 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to the second baseman to end the first and flew out to right to end the third.
And I've talked about Wicker and the good job he's done. There's that strike 2 right there on Jackson Lee. But King for Gulf Coast has done a phenomenal job, too, of coming in and settling the bats down, too, and throwing strikes. And he's still out there pumping it in. That's ball 1 right there, 1-2 count here in the bottom of the 6th.
So 1-2 is the count here. As you mentioned, both these pitchers trying to help out their rotation by going the distance tonight here in Game 2. As this pitch popped up, back and out of play, and we'll stay at 1-2 on the count. So 1-2 pitch coming That one drifts high. 2-2 now is the count.
If you're the Indians, of course, you're coming, like you say, you're coming losing outs here. You're getting down to your final ones. You got 6 left, so definitely need to start getting some runners on base and cutting into this 4-2 lead, and that's not going to do it right there. That's a K, and that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, took a little bit of it off there, and a swinging strike 3, as that is the 5th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game.
Got a pinch hitter here.
This will be Powell, who came in, played a couple innings there in game 1. He'll try to come in and just find anything going for the Indians' bats here. They've got 5 hits, so do Gulf Coast, but that error that allowed 2 runs to score back in, let's see, what inning was that? Or am I thinking game 1? I might be thinking game 1. Try to find the error here. Nope, I'm thinking game 1 apparently.
Well, you're forgiven.
Thank you. But there is 1 out here in the inning, but yeah, that error was back in the 2nd. It did allow a run to score. As there's a swung on foul ball for strike 1 here to Powell.
Well, and the Indians, again, have had difficulty when they have had the runners in scoring position, and they had that in the first game, and then they had that in the second game as he holds up on that. That's ball 1. But they had an opportunity earlier in this game, too, as well, with the runner in scoring position to, do some damage and unable to do so.
1-1 pitch coming. That one runs inside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Indians trailing this one 4-2. That pitch high. 3-1 now is the count here on Powell. Well, you got to get runners on the bases any way you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, they'll take a walk right now. Anything that can stir up some activity and get a little spark going with those bats over there will definitely be beneficial for the Indians.
Gulf Coast does have some action in the bullpen brewing.
Yeah,
and that'll put him on first after being hit by a pitch. If I played baseball, that's what would happen to me. I'd work a 3-0 count and then get hit by the pitch each time.
and Gulf Coast doesn't come out to the mound, make a mound visit, may have a change here.
May have a change coming up, so let's take a time out here from Guaranty Bank and a few more of our sponsors here on the ICC Sports Network.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank. We're more than a bank, we're a community.
Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for Customer Service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
And welcome back. No change made there by the Bulldogs. Just a little brief meeting on the hill there. This pitch fouled back for strike 1, as this is Morris at the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a run scored back in the 2nd inning. He represents the tying run right now for the Indians, as that pitch outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count.
Kalen Powell's the runner at first who was hit by a pitch.
He's got good speed, so anything down into the outfield can put him at third. 1-1 pitch. This one a flare to the right side, but it's going to go foul and out of play. 1-2 now is the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out here. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Indians trailing game 2 here to Gulf Coast 4-2. And that one nearly hit him. A fan said that was a good pitch, and okay.
That was
a little inside.
Yeah, a little inside.
As we said, nearly hit him there. But this late in the night, it may be a good pitch.
I mean, yeah, it's 9:24. I mean, she's ready to go home.
Swing and a miss for strike three. Just couldn't catch up with the outside pitch there. The sixth Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game, and now this will bring Roberts to the plate. He doubled and walked so far.
Yeah, get him chasing one there, Adam, with Marsh, and out of the strike zone, and that high fastball, and just kind of lighted up in his eyes, and he chased it out there in the pitch that he knows he probably shouldn't have swung at. But anyway, drew the K, second out of the inning.
There's a hard hit ground ball. It's foul for strike one, as this is Roberts at the dish. Doubled and scored a run back in the second. Walked, advanced on a pass ball, but was left stranded after a great leaping catch to rob Treadaway of a base hit by the shortstop, Stevens. He's made a couple of those plays tonight. As that pitch high and outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. You take away those two plays by Stevens, it's possibly a 5-4, maybe even a 4-4 game here right now if you take away those defensive gems from Stevens.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt.
As that pitch missing low and inside, 2-1 now is the count. As we said, both these teams trying to get their pitchers to go the distance here to save some of the arms for later on this week. Of course, both teams will be back in action on Tuesday.
And then Saturday.
There's a ground ball. Second baseman is going to find it and will toss it over for the out. Heck of a play over there at second to get the Bulldogs out of the inning with no damage done. We're heading to the seventh. ICC trails it 4-2. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
If this just cost a little bit less.
Let's take a look at that with the Renaissance replay. Make the right call with over 400,000 shopping discounts right from the Renaissance Rewards Extra checking app.
Might be a little while before I get to the bank.
That's an incomplete pass. Let's give it a Renaissance replay. Renaissance Mobile Check Deposit. Make the right call and open an account with Renaissance today.
Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for Customer Service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a pitching change here for the Indians. And, Brad, I'll let you tell us more about the new pitcher for ICC.
We got Tyler Morrison in, who is a right-handed sophomore out of Jasper, Alabama. Morrison has 4 appearances on the year. He does have 1 win, 1 loss to his credit, 5 innings pitched, 5 hits given up, 7 runs, 3 walks, 4 Ks with a 5.40 ERA.
And his first pitch is going to be low for a ball. Those stats being brought to you by Sam's Town Market there in Manatee. Might be open by the time we get home.
Tomorrow,
yes. That pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 is the count. Top of the lineup here for the Bulldogs. Kane, Stevens, and Jackson scheduled up here. Gulf Coast leading at 4-2 as they're trying to complete the sweep of the Indians. And that pitch in there for a strike and came off the glove of Collier. Kane looked like he didn't necessarily like that call. But 1-2 now is the count. We're going to have an extremely abbreviated Renaissance Bank postgame report at the conclusion of this one. As there's a beautiful breaking pitch, but missing for a ball. I thought that was strike 3.
The way you led up to it, you had me going. I was looking down at my stats, so that's the reason why I thought you had it right there.
There's a line drive and a play made nicely.
Well, the guy you don't want to hit it at right there if you're Gulf Coast, because Morris for us is going to – he's a defensive gem down there. And so, again, that's –
yeah, he makes those plays look easy.
Yeah, it was a line out right there, so great job, though, again, still by Morris down there at third.
So this will bring Stevens to the plate as he takes that first pitch for a strike. He is 1 for 2 on the evening here in Game 2. He was hit by a pitch, scored a run back in the first, had an RBI single in the second. Flew out to right to end the fourth. 0-1 pitch. And that one missing low. 1-1 now is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. That is the situation here as we're approaching the 9:30 mark of the evening. That pitch in there for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. This is Stevens at the plate. Jackson on deck here for the Bulldogs. Ground ball to the left side. And another great play. Throw from his knee. The throw is too tall. Boy, if he would have made that one, we just go ahead and send that one to Sports Center.
Absolutely.
As that's going to go for a hit for Stevens. And now this will bring Jackson to the plate. Heck of an effort. It's impressive that he made the stop, but had the wherewithal to pop up, throw from his knees, and nearly made the play. But now this is going to be Jackson at the dish. He's 0 for 3. He's got a couple of strikeouts and grounded into a Little Caesars double play to end the second. Confused on that one. Swing and misses. 4-1. 0-1 is the count here to Jackson. He's playing in right field. Got a runner at first with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Hard hit ball, but it's foul. 0-2 now is the count here to Jackson. So Morrison on the hill here for the Indians. Replacing Wicker, as we said, other than the first inning, Wicker pitched well. Just haven't had very many bats behind him to support him with any runs. That pitch missing outside. 1-2 now is the count here to Jackson. So Morrison getting set to deliver. Checks and runner over at first. Got a 1-2 count here on Jackson. Pitch on its way. This one hammered left field. Left fielder's running back to the wall and can't make the catch as he jumps and lands into the wall. They're going to ask the runner to score from third to throw home.
Wow, what a throw.
It's got him.
No, he
dropped it.
Dang. What a play.
What a throw. And just couldn't hang on to the ball there, and so that will be an insurance run added to the board there for the Bulldogs. And, man, just tough break there for the Indians as that was a beautiful throw. They rolled the dice and was able to get the run in. So that will go for a double for Jackson. He will also get the RBI. As this is going to be Ladner coming in to run here for Jackson. Ladner wearing number 6. That's a big run there. Tacks on another insurance run. Makes it a 5-2 contest here in the top of the 7th inning. And now this will be Sterling coming to the plate with a runner at second and 1 out here in the inning. That pitch misses low for a ball. 1-0 is the count here to Sterling. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. He was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. It was left stranded in scoring position. 1-0 the count. Morrison on the hill here for the Indians. Swing and a miss. Nice job there of taking something off of it. Had the batter confused. 1-1 now is the count.
Yeah, you mentioned a good job right there. Great pitch where he just took something off and used that changeup to get him out ahead of the pitch there, out of the ball, in front of the ball. So 1-1 count here. They do still have a runner in scoring position there at second.
So waiting the 1-1 pitch. Check swing, foul ball, strike 2.
Yeah, Indians need to get a big out right here. Again, they're down by 3 runs now. They're down, let's see, Gulf Coast has 7 hits. The ICC's 5, and it's going to come down to that last inning in the 7th here to see if ICC can pull out the victory. But you sure don't need to go down, and get down 4 runs. 3's already going to be a tough hill to climb.
1-2 pitch. That one missing just below the knees. 2-2 now is the count.
That umpire must not know what time it is.
He don't.
You don't get that 9:34 call.
We were getting some of those the other night. What game were we calling? It was the Holmes game.
It was the Holmes game.
Yeah, it was the Holmes game. That thing, he threw one that bounced off my back porch at the lake and called it a strike.
Late in the evening, just getting ready.
And there's strike 3. That was one that might have been a late night strike there.
He might have looked back up the clock out there in the outfield and said, wait, it is getting late.
Yeah. That's the first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the evening there for Morrison. Now there's 2 outs. And ICC trailing this one 5-2 here in the top of the 7th. And this is going to be Irving coming to the plate.
Yeah, 2 outs. That was a big out right there for Morrison.
Ball in the dirt, blocked up nicely by Stone. Runner at second. Irving is 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout and a fly out. He's also been hit by a pitch. 1-0 is the count. That pitch runs high and inside. 2-0 now is the count.
Well, if you're Morrison, you got to settle down. You got to throw the strikes. Can't afford to put anybody else on at this point. I mean, you got 2 outs. The damage is already done. It's 5-2. So throw the strikes. Let your defense play behind you and get out of this inning.
This ball's hammered deep into the night here. Left fielder going back to the wall and will camp underneath it. Boy, you talking about just missing one.
Yeah, he just got under it.
Hit to the 365, went about 362 before ICC was able to get the out. We're heading to the bottom of the 7th. ICC trails at 5-2. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents. Not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also an expert cartographer, an amateur alchemist, a surprisingly gifted poet.
What rhymes with encroachment?
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renaissance Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.
This is a place to create your future. And when you get here, you realize you're not alone. You meet new people and make connections. It's not always about knowing exactly where you're going. Sometimes it's about finding your own way. It's working together to build something bigger than ourselves. It's hard work, but lots of fun. We come for the quality education, but we leave with an unparalleled experience. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We head now to the bottom of the 7th inning. And Boggs, looks like, is this Matheson still in there? Or no?
I don't.
No, I think this is a new pitcher.
It is.
He pitched the first game.
He did. That's where I'm like you. I was getting behind. I finally looked back at my other sheet. He did pitch the first game. So it is Madison that's back in to come in to close this one out for Gulf Coast.
5-2 is your score here. We're heading to the bottom of the 7th for ICC to be the 1-2-3 batters scheduled up. Heck of an effort by King for the Bulldogs as he scattered 5 hits, gave up 2 runs. Got some help from his bats behind him as the Bulldogs have scored 5 runs on 7 hits and 1 ICC error. And so this will be Treadaway. Treadaway is 0 for 3 on the day with a RBI. He's also struck out in his first at-bat of the game, too.
Yeah, got to get it started quick here if you're ICC. Again, down 3 runs. No time to waste, and got to get some speed on the bases, and Jude Treadaway would be the great leadoff to get on as he fouls the first pitch back out of play, strike 1.
Yeah. Matheson came in and just basically just lit it up, said, here it is, what can you do with it? As he's ahead in the count, 0-1. That pitch high, 1-1 now, is the count here to Treadaway.
I don't think Madison threw but, maybe one inning
Say
in
one
the
inning just,
previous game.
Yep.
So, obviously, still had plenty of.
As this one hammered to center field. Center fielder's going to drift over and will run back and collect that one for out number 1. Sounded good off the bat, just couldn't quite get that one to knife its way through the evening to find its way out of the ballpark. So 1 out. And now here comes Settlemyers, who is 3 for 3 on the day. He's got a pair of singles, a double, and an RBI, but he's been left stranded in scoring position in each at bat that he's had.
Yeah, hot bat right here for the Indians is Settlemyers as he takes ball 1.
That pitch missing low. He's got an RBI today as well. Both those runs for the Indians came back in the second. As, boy, he tried to really put that one out of the ballpark as he swung himself out of his shoes on that one. 1-1 now is the count. That pitch missing low, apparently. 2-1 now is the count.
Again, Gulf Coast got 7 hits to ICC's 5. ICC does have an error on the game. It was costly.
Breaking pitch and totally had him fooled on that one as he was thinking high heat. He was way ahead of that one. 2-2 now is the count.
Yeah, he almost could have swung twice on that one. You're right. He had him way fooled.
And came back with the heat that time. Fouled it off. Did Settlemyers, so he'll have another shot at it here. 2-2 will stay the count. Again, a very abbreviated version of the Renaissance Bank postgame report as we're creeping late into the evening here. Is that pitch missing low for a ball. 3-2 now is the count.
It's 9:40 here in Scuba. I don't know what time it is back in Fulton, do you?
I think it's 9:43. Depends on whose clock you're looking at. And there's strike 3. Beautiful job painting that outside corner to get Settlemyers. First time he's been retired today. That's a Renaissance Bank strikeout there for out number 2. And now this will bring Stone Collier to the plate. I'll tell you right now, if you're looking at the clock on my oven at home, it's blinking. Because power goes out all the time out there at the lake. So it's probably 2:13 Lake Itawamba time.
2:13 Lake Itawamba. I like that.
That pitch outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count here to Collier. He is 0 for 1 with a line out on a great play by the shortstop to end the second. He's walked and had a sacrifice bunt in his last at bat. Collier takes a healthy swing there, misses. 1-1 now is the count.
Yeah, good cut right there. Of course, sadly, we're in a position here with no runners on base. 1 home run's not going to cure it, but it'll definitely help. It'll start cutting into the lead.
That pitch fouled back. 1-2 now is the count here to Collier. If he were to reach, then Rock would be up next for the Indians.
ICC down to their last strike here. Last out, last strike here. 1-2 count.
So the Bulldogs trying to complete the sweep of the Indians here. ICC trying to spark a 2-out rally. 1-2 now is the count. Pitch coming. That one missing high and outside. 2-2 now goes the count here to Collier.
Yeah, good eye by Stone.
5-2 is the score. Bottom of the 7th. 2 outs here. Indians trying to extend the contest here with a base hit. That pitch missing outside. 3-2. Had so much on it that knocked the catcher down.
He's got some pop on it now. Madison, and I have no idea what he's throwing. We don't have a gun out here on him at this point, but radar gun. But he's definitely bringing it in there.
3-2 pitch, grounder right back to the pitcher. Misses it up the middle, and he can't make the play.
Got him.
So Collier will extend it with a hit there, as that was one he just got enough that the pitcher couldn't find it, and then the shortstop coming in, the bag. It hit the bag, popped it up in the air. And so now this will bring Bo Rock to the plate.
Yeah, good job by Stone. Again, the Indians not showing any give up in them right here. Stone Collier running that hit out there, and again got it just past the pitcher, and that brings up Bo.
Rock.
Good.
Rocks this one deep right field. Right fielder going back to the warning track and will squeeze it for the out. The ball just not traveling here in game 2 as that will do it. Your final score in this one, ICC falls 5-2. We'll take a quick break and be back with more right after this.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents. Not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also an expert cartographer, an amateur alchemist, a surprisingly gifted poet.
What rhymes with encroachment?
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renaissance Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Your final score on this one is 5-2. ICC falls. Your final line, 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Gulf Coast. ICC 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error on the night. ICC will be back in action Tuesday when they travel to Coahoma. You can visit letsgoicc.com to find out more information on where those games will be streamed, or you can follow us on your favorite social media outlet as well. Just follow Let's Go ICC. That's going to do it here on this evening. ICC drops the first game 7-6 in 11 innings, and the second one 5-2 here as the Bulldogs improve to 19-7 overall, 5-1 in conference play. Indians fall to 9-15, 1-5 in conference play. For Dr. Brad Boggs, Raphael Henry, Cal Brown, and Miss Laney, I'm Adam Gore saying so long from Scuba. Have a great evening, and as always, Roll Tribe.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents. Not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also an expert cartographer, an amateur alchemist, a surprisingly gifted poet.
What rhymes with encroachment?
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renaissance Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.